Anyone? No one's like, okay, thank you. Now, let me ask you a question. Have you ever walked an hour, not just reach back home, but to go to your dad's workplace because no one else rushed you back? Anyone? Please raise your hands. Okay, it's okay, thank you. Actually, that is my rarity. So, 40 years ago, I loved someone who used to walk beside me, hold my hands, drag me in every night. My mom. So, back then, I didn't understand what that means to me. What I still can remember was I was froze there, and my aunt urged me to wake up my mom from the coma by calling her, my mom, "Wake up, mom! Wake up, mom!" But I couldn't. I was so scared. My mom was surrounded with the beeping machines, and there's a tube under her throat. As I go out, finally, I know what happens. My mom passed away. My dad told me everything went so silent. The world was frozen. My dad even can hear the drip of the water from the kitchen tap. That's how quiet in our house. So every time I think back to the moment, I still can't believe how my father went through all this completely by himself. Me and my brother were just 8 and 9 years old, two little kids knowing nothing, how much weight my father silently carried. At one point, he was even diagnosed with depression. He couldn't afford to take a bath, or maybe take a rest, Because in his dictionary, giving up is not an option for him. So today, I want to share my story, not just mine, but my dad's. So let me take you to 4 moments that changed my life perspective. So after my mom passed away, I feel like my life is not my life anymore. I have become so-called a replacement mother, worrying about everything and taking care of my brother, while my father working so hard to just take us afloat. So one day, we stopped by a roadside chendol. Suddenly, in head, just boom. I don't know what happened. I snapped. I shouted at my father, "Because of you, I'm not happy at all." Immediately, I got a slap from my father. And that slap wasn't just hurt, it just awakened me. I was so afraid to express my emotions. But this was one voice that always holds in my heart, which my dad used to tell us when our life got tough. You are the kid who lose one leg, so you have to be strong. Yeah, so I become so strong. When I couldn't reach out to anyone, I read every book I can. So book is my silent friend. I learned to forgive myself, to heal myself, and of course, to learn to become a better daughter. Because deep down, I knew I cannot stay angry at my father. He's the one that I had. So life life kept moving, and I was studying hard and staying so strong. But something inside me was still pain. Something I want to solve it, and I want to make it mean something. So in 2018, through a school assignment, I ended up an orphanage for community work. In that community work, I met this little boy, which is sitting down, the boy who's sitting down. So he was so curious, and he loved to learn and ask questions. I saw the same spark within us, the hunger of knowledge. Yeah, we have so much similarity, but something so much different than us, which is he doesn't have a Malaysian identity card, which makes his life full with barriers that I never imagined. Because of this community works, I reflect on my own self. I am so lucky actually. I have the freedoms to study. I have the chance to build my own future. Yeah. So this little boy, he inspired me a lot by planting me a new strength. I want to serve. I want to serve to the community, to the people and the society whose voice go unheard and unseen. So this also reflects, and let me remind of my father. My father used to say, and I would say it's blaming. It's blamed that he never finished his education. And he told me that if I could have more educations, maybe I could have done even more for you. But you know what, Dad? You actually done so much for me. You provide me the food, the shelter, the value, and the most is the chance to stand where he never could. So, I would say, because of this, like the community works, I started my new journey, which is volunteering. So this volunteering journey is not only towards healing, but also towards purpose. So let me bring you to 2023. Before I started my university life, so I joined a voluntary programs to rebuild school in Philippines. So in this experience, so I actually met two local fathers. I would say, okay, one father was so strong and muscular, and the other one was so tiny. These two local fathers, they walked alongside with us. So their job task is to dig the hole for the foundations. And at some point, when these two fathers digging the hole like so deeply, I could even see them, Can you imagine them tall? Yes. Through their work, I actually saw my father also. It reminded me of my father in their sweat, in their determinations, in their silence. This is how father love is. Provides all they can to their children without complaint. Just like my father. So I can see that through these local fathers, I clearly see what my father had given me. There's so much that I couldn't carry, but yeah. So back then, I would say resilience is not only just being so strong, but also keep showing up and never falling, and taking care of your loved one. Let me go to 4. the third experience. Because of the experience in Philippines, this experience really inspired me a lot and engaged my heart. So I said yes to my second volunteering. So in 2024, I flew to Nepal, the same community. This time, I had the opportunity to lead a art project with the children. By preparing the materials and lessons for the children, I found their resources were so limited. To get a clean water, they need to go to the well. And the nearest shops and the restaurants is 1 hour walk from their villages. And of course, their meals were so simple. But the community was so generous, kind, and they're so creative. They use what they have, fully use it. So when I was volunteering there, I became so much aware about the situations and the environment, and I adapted to it, and I connected to the community. Through that, I actually I reflect it as, because you know what, back in Malaysia, I always think that, oh, I have so much of freedom lah. You see, I can fly here and fly there and do volunteering to get educations. But I took it as a granted. I would never thought that this is actually so much precious. Yeah. And this, okay, I don't know how to describe my feelings right now, but you know, from the villagers, I can see that they're not only surviving for themselves, but for their loves. They're, okay, let me show you this. The butterfly, because their resources was so limited, they don't even have glue yet. So what I did is, I taught them to use the dry leaf to tie the both leaves together to do a butterfly. I want to inspire the children that actually every resources from surrounding us was so much useful. So you don't look at your life perspective by one direction. There's so much direction, and you need to think and adapt and apply. So in this experience, volunteering in Nepal, I actually learned to become more resourceful and creative, I would say. Then, because of it, I also thought about my father. My father has no nothing, but he gave me all his life, the time, the efforts, of course the money to buy the food and so on. But my dad never ever said a no to me. I'm so grateful for everything I had. Through this, I really think that resilience is not only surviving for yourselves, but surviving for the one that you love. And then, my father gave me a lot of trust. Trusted with freedom, with growth, and the chance to serve to the community again and again in the future, I would say. So, with that experience, I spent 3 months volunteering across Sri Lanka, India, and also Thailand. So in Sri Lanka, I met this girl. This girl stood out. She is very ordinary girl, but okay, let me talk about her mother first. So her mother, you can see that's one big pack of tea, right? So this big pack of tea, it just helped her mother to earn 50 ringgit, 1.5 per day. And this is not much, okay? That one is what I picked up. It's about 2 kilo only. But for the typical, they have to pick 25 kg. Yeah, that's much. So it's very, I can't imagine how can a person earn money by finding the time so tight, you know. If 8 hours you couldn't finish 25 kilos, then you have to continue it another day. But you only get the money based on what you pick lah. So you have to fulfill every day 25 kg. So today you not finish 25, maybe next day you need to continue. So add on and add on. So there will be a lot. So which means that earn their money by rushing with the time. And this girl, she was living in an extended family in a small house. But her dreams was so much greater than where she lived at. She wanted to become a teacher and working abroad so that she could change her family backgrounds, increase the quality of her family. She reminds me of my father. My father not only provided us the basic psychological needs, food and shelter and so on, but striving for the best education and a good quality of life. So I would say, resilience is not just bouncing back, but it's actually surviving and also striving for the best. So let me, in every phase that I met, the little boy in orphanage, the two fathers in Philippines, and also villagers in Nepal, and the last one, the girls in Sri Lanka. All in all, I would say this is resilience. And because of them, I become who am I today? A girl who is on fire, learning, growing, and taking the courage to live beyond my limits. So today, I stand here because of my father. Without him, I don't know how far I can go, how high I can reach. So I also want to invite you to the journey of volunteering, to see the world through others' eyes. Perhaps you might find some things that mean to you, and you might find your own resilience. And then lastly, I will end with one sentence that I find so powerful. Resilience isn't always visible, but it will always be your sight.